Always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns with the ones and twos. As always, we got DeMornay Pierson-El, the host, streaming in 402-464-5685. That is the Sorter Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, X, Al, channel 961. You can put a face to the voice. We got Royals right now on a pregame. Should be starting the first inning here pretty soon. 6:40 start. They got the Chicago White Sox. Royals, they will be taking place. So, again, use the Ticket app if you want to catch Ticket weeknights. All right, DeMornay Pierson-El, we'll bring you in. How's it going on a beautiful Monday night here?
Ain't it Tuesday?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to read a sign from the boss man back there. Beautiful Tuesday. Little gloomy. Yeah, I got my days mixed up.
not too bad, you know what I mean? Good weather, you know, a lovely day, a lot of upsets and everything like that. So, you know, it's been smooth.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't rained yet. And we do got some NBA tipping off already. We talked a little bit on one-on-one with DP. I think we're the best place to start there, as we're already pretty deep into the Pacers-Cavaliers game. Second quarter, Pacers lead the series 1-0 as they stole one from the Cavs on the road, but they are down right now by 12, 43-55. Who do you see coming out on this one?
This game one, right?
Game two, Pacers stole one.
Oh no, they got all the injuries and everything like that. It's gonna have to be a huge night if they can't. That because Garland is out, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I think Garland is out.
Still out. Let me double check.
Mobley's out.
Yeah, Garland's out.
I want to say Pacers just because a lot of people is hurt, but I mean, Spider gonna have to come. He gonna have to go off, and I think it might be time for one of those people to, it might be one of those games for him to remind a lot of people exactly, who he is. He's been quiet. I don't think he's been talked about as much as he should have been this year. I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Yeah, I think the Cavs bounce back to it. Just think being at home, Mitchell played horrible in that first game as well. He had really atrocious numbers. I think you'd be surprised to get that same version of him twice in a row. And as far as I know, Darius Garland, he might maybe get an appearance, but I know he was uncertain heading into it, and he hasn't played.
Let me check. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you. Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Hunter are all out.
Oh, that's brutal.
That is so. That's why I'm like, I want to say the Pacers, but that is a lot. But I still think that they can pull it off.
Oh man, that sucks. Give me Pacers. I forgot about Mobley. That's brutal. Your defensive player of the year is not there. Darius Garland, who I know he didn't get any awards, but he is a tremendous guard next to Donovan Mitchell. When they're both healthy, that's one of the best, backcourts you're going to have in the entire league right now. And this is tough for the Cavs.
If Darius is out and maybe Hunter was out, I would be more comfortable. But all three, I want to say Cavs. I think the Cavs are still going to pull it off. But I mean, it could happen. They kicking them while they down. I get it. I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, and right now, shout out Donovan Mitchell. He's got 19 points already, 5 assists, and it's going to have to be the Donovan Mitchell.
It's going to have to be a 50-point game.
Mm-hmm.
At least
a Jokic 42 and some other crazy stat along with it. And we'll get to the 42, 20, 24 or 22. I can't remember how many rebounds he had, but over 20 once again. Monster performance by him. Yeah, this is, and knowing the Pacers, their pace play, they're going to try to jump on this as well, knowing that the Cavaliers are down. I understand they're down by 11 right now with a minute to go in that second quarter. Give me the Pacers. I think they steal 2 on the road, and you get
okay. That's fine. I got Cavs.
It'll be fun when they hit the road and the Cavs start getting a little bit healthier. This to me is going to feel, I think, probably a little bit what the Nuggets and Timberwolves were last year. Like, you got the teams stealing the games on the road just to end up back at home taking the L's. This could be this with the Pacers, especially if they win this one. Cavs start getting healthy. The Cavs will be healthy. I like them on the road or at home. But
tonight, for sure.
Yeah, with what they got, I'm going to go Pacers, despite them being down. Later tonight, though, Warriors-Timberwolves. A lot of history in this one. Interesting history. Timberwolves, at one point in time, passed on Steph Curry twice. They drafted Ricky Rubio. Other guy, I can't even name. 402-464.
Other guy.
He's not even playing in the league anymore. I couldn't tell you what happened to him. So, sorry, other guy. If you guys know that, I'll throw you an Eagle Raceway pass for free. But they passed on Curry twice. I don't know how much Curry cares about that, but maybe it's in the back of his head. Also, yeah, Jimmy Butler there at one point in time. He didn't leave on a good note, whether you think it was his fault or it wasn't his fault. The Timberwolves felt a certain way when he left. And then you got the Rudy Gobert, he got choked out by Draymond Green on one point in time. So there's some animosity.
There's a lot of energy behind this, behind some players and organizations on this one.
And I'll tell Anthony Edwards, this is probably going to be his biggest challenge. If we want to play the game that he is crossing names off, he crossed off LeBron James, he crossed off Kevin Durant at one point in time. To cross off Steph Curry is something else. Because if there's one guy that doesn't take kindly to another guard stealing the spotlight, it's Steph Curry. I mean, every time you see a back and forth, Curry wins it every single time. When you have that back and forth between guards, matchup wise, overall, I think the Timberwolves make more sense. But
does
Curry,
he win it?
Yeah, Curry's a monster. Like we said, like when the Olympics weren't that long.
How many times head to head has Curry and Kyrie Irving gone at it, like in a playoff atmosphere? Is it just the 3-1?
I'm trying to think if they would have ever ran into each other with the Mavs last year. I think it's just the 3-1. Could be wrong, but there's not a lot of history at the very least between them.
I mean, they're when you say head to head, I'm thinking of like of a superstar that's like on, and I'm not exactly on Steph's level, but like a Dame when he was in Portland, like that type of player. I'm trying to think who all.
I guess I can see Anthony Edwards doing what he's been doing the entire playoffs, which is finding that star player and letting it be known that he's the next face of the league. I mean, he's pretty chippy about it, pretty open about it in his press conferences. And I just have the feeling that if he starts mouthing off to Steph, it could be a mistake.
I don't think he'll necessarily go after Steph like that though, unless it's like, game 6, game 7. Like he might here and there, but I
if he's smart, he won't. Because I just see Steph only responds to that stuff really well.
Yeah, that's when you don't want to get started. That's when you don't want to get started. I can see it happening, but I can also see him playing it smart early on. I mean, if you look at all the times of him chirping at people, it's kind of been, the last nail in the coffin type situation. It's not early on. Last year with KD, I think they were a game or two out from winning. Mm-hmm. With LeBron and Luka and them, I mean,
it was over.
It was the last game or two as well. So, I mean, here and there, I don't think it's going to be to that level of what we've seen until he feels, comfortable with how the team is stationed to either move to the next level or next round.
You see, you're right. In some ways, but I just think this is a game where tempers are going to flare. And it's just going to be hard to keep.
I mean, he'll go at Draymond more so than anything. I think so. Or Draymond would try and go at him and get. I can see that. I can see Jimmy. I can see Jimmy Butler. Him going after Jimmy, which, I mean, you don't want to wake that beast either. So I can kind of see that.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot of potential for somebody to get pissed off. Like Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, Steph might be the least likely. Like all honesty, but. Even Rudy Gobert.
I think Randall is capable of that. You kind of start talking crazy, or you start doing extra stuff. Draymond, Draymond's he's gonna try and disturb the peace. So Draymond's gonna pick a fight with somebody. He's the one to pick a fight and run back to his older brothers, and his older brothers kind of handle the situation. Older brothers being Jimmy and Steph.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I couldn't tell you how the flares are going to happen, but there's definitely going to be a few. Who do you got in game 1, though?
It's in Minnesota? No.
Yeah, in Minnesota. Warriors at the 7th seed.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I think so, too. As we talked about before, so I won't spend a ton of time on it, but it does feel like this is going to be the Timberwolves' year to get to the Western Conference Finals. And if they draw the Nuggets, maybe it's time for the Timberwolves, who I think are best suited to defeat the Nuggets, to head to the finals. If they draw the Thunder, I
think the same situation of what we just seen in round 1 with the Rockets and Warriors. I think that might plague OKC.
Seeing Jokic bully the way he did, the size advantage, Chet was nullified greatly in anything he was trying to do to stop Jokic.
I mean, but your supporting cast necessarily didn't really. I mean, some of them showed up, but I mean, to a struggling Denver Nuggets team, they're not. Do they still have some players? Do they still operate? Like a few years ago when they did, win it and everything like that. Yes, but I don't think they got enough gas.
The Thunder after playing Game 7?
No, I don't think. Okay, I mean, see, I don't think Denver has enough gas for it for certain teams. I think that matchup is easier for them to where they don't have to rely on a lot of stuff. It's not going to be I don't think OKC is going to out physical Denver. I think Denver is the more dominant bully team, so that's an easier game for them. That ain't an easy game for OKC.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem they're going to have. That's why that game 1 is huge if you are the Nuggets, because you got to see Jokic be Jokic. And,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to do the MVP debate, I'll say it again. Anybody, I know the cast is it's a regular season award, but even at the end of the regular season, like, it's foolish to just not, I think, call Jokic the best player in the world, and he put that on tape again versus the Thunder. But the size is, I think, what's going to kill him, because in that game they shot 44% from the floor. The Nuggets did 31% from three. Thunder, as you can imagine with that score, they weren't too far off. 42% from the floor, slightly better from the three-point line, 35%. But then the biggest thing is, where are my assist totals at here? When you go to the assist totals, okay, Thunder actually did a lot better there. They had 27 assists compared to the Nuggets, only 18. Thought that was going to be the differentiating factor. It looks even worse then, because that's a game where if you look at the box score, you feel like the Thunder probably should have pulled that one out. We've talked about it a little bit on.
Was it somebody? Was it Jalen? I don't think that showed up. That usually has a decent game, if I'm not mistaken.
They were all kind of shaky, right? Jalen was definitely really bad though. He was 5 for 20. You know, you're taking 20 shots, and you only finish the day with how many points did he have here? 16 points on 20 shots. Not great. Chet Holmgren was 5 for 11. Dort was okay. Shea was okay. 12 for 26. You know, yeah, he got 33 points. He took 26 shots to get there, though. Alex Caruso was nice, 7 of 12, but that was really the only highlight. Jalen Williams played really bad, 5 of 20. He was the low light of the game. Mm-hmm. And on the Thunder side of things, though,
it just wasn't a strong game.
It wasn't. Michael Porter Jr., 1 for 8, atrocious. Aaron Gordon has been incredible. He was 7 for 15. Jokic taking a lot more shots. Most aggressive I've seen him be in a long time. 29 shots, 15 of 29, though. Puts him at 51% field goal percentage. You'll still take it any day. Brown was 4 for 8. Jamal Murray, 6 of 16, 37%. And then Russell Westbrook, 7 of 13, 53% field goal percentage. 1 for 5 from three-point line, though, but he did hit a big one that really switched the tides in that game. Why I always go with the Nuggets in these kind of bad shooting nights is good passing is always going to give you the nice, easy shot that if you're in the NBA, you can make it. Like, it's going to be a layup. It's going to be Aaron, Gordon's made his career off it with the Nuggets lately, just finding the easy lane to get the easy 2 points on top of just incredible finishing ability. But if you're not having a good shooting night, you're going to be able to find ways to score just by looking to cut at the right times or find yourself wide open on the 3-point line and relocate. It's just the beauty of watching Nikola Jokic play. I mean, that's all I can say. Best passing team. It's kind of somewhat what the Spurs had with Popovich in their prime, with Ginobili, Duncan, Parker. If it wasn't the elite shooting of that team, that was the first era I can remember where the highlights were, look at the ball movement. I really don't remember those being highlights up until Greg Popovich and the Spurs. You can probably tell me about some times in the past, but that really became a thing of beauty with the, now retired great legend, future Hall of Famer coach, should just be a Hall of Famer today already, Greg Popovich. That really took off. It's like, if you just have good ball movement and good team chemistry, yes, you need star players to execute, but that's going to carry you through a lot of bad shooting nights. And that's what you saw in Game 7 with the Nuggets, and that's what you saw a little bit in this Game 1 as well. Again, Jamal Murray didn't shoot great. Jokic took 29 shots. He only made 15 of them, still a good percentage. And then Michael Porter Jr. is 1 for 8. But all the other guys, like I said, Aaron Gordon, who can cut and get to the rim, he gets himself a good efficient field goal percentage. Russell Westbrook, same thing. He's just finding ways to get easy looks to the rim. Brown as well. He's really good to find those backdoor cuts. So, I mean, that just keeps that Nuggets teams alive in all of these games. Because I've seen a lot of slow Jamal Murray starts just for him to take the final blows in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. Like, it's a lot is going to have to happen. People are going to have to definitely be more consistent with stuff.
It's going to be a fun series. Do you feel good about anybody in the West still?
Do I feel good about anybody in the West?
Yeah, to come out of the West? Or is it still just a crapshoot? I'll tell you right now.
I think the favorite will emerge after this round. I like Minnesota a lot. I like the Warriors a lot. if Denver moves on, like, I don't believe them to be the favorite. Like, I just don't know. I think it'll fall to the other side. But, you know, if OKC gets past them, like, it can, if they get past them convincingly, I think, you know, you can definitely say them and whatnot. But they're all neck and neck. They all have their reasons why. Like, it could be and whatnot. I think after this round, it could be like, okay, it like the seal of, okay, I'm staking, you know, this team because of X, Y, and Z. I think after this round, definitely that will be more apparent.
Yeah, that's where I got to wait to see how these rounds.
It's too hard. Like, it's just like, I'm not comfortable enough.
Yeah, like, I like the Nuggets if they move on and they draw the Warriors. But if the Nuggets move on and they draw the Timberwolves, then I like the Timberwolves. And if the Thunder break through and they beat the Nuggets and then they draw the Warriors, I like the Thunder. But again, if it goes to the Timberwolves, for me, the real one that I probably like the most if they make it out of this round is the Timberwolves. Just think matchup-wise, they can prove the most problems for everybody who's left in the mix. The toughest challenge is, can they compete against small ball? So it's brutal for them to draw those guys in the second round because it's just going to be, again, that's a team built, in my opinion, to defeat the size of what the Nuggets were. And now they're going to go against the polar opposite of that. And there's the small ball Warriors and everything, just chasing Steph Curry around for 4 quarters and seeing if you can keep him away from having that nuclear 5 minutes, whether it's in the third or fourth quarter. But it's going to be a lot of fun. With that being said, though, that's really all I got on the NBA. So we'll go ahead and throw it to break now. We'll switch it over to some college football. It's been a while since we've talked Husker football in particular. So that being said, don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break here. Don't Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you guys on the other side.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison runs the ones and twos. Good morning, Pierson-El streaming in. And as always, you guys can join in via the text line or any of the streams. We're going to switch it up, talk college football. Going back to the Michigan deal, we'll tie in Husker football with it as well and kind of clarify a few things. As we talked about it yesterday, the one thing I did leave out, though. So this is the week 3 and 4 suspension that the NCAA right now, it was not their decision. Again, this is based on the level 1 accusations with the Connor Stallions, and then the deleting the text messages was a level 2 violation on Teron Moore. Big reason why Jim Harbaugh left Michigan in the first place, or at least you could certainly point to it. But what Michigan has done is it was once again a self-imposed ban. So this was actually Michigan's decision for weeks 3 and 4, not the NCAA's decision.
So they still ain't get punished by the NCAA.
So that's the catch. The outcome, and this is word for word, the outcome of Moore's final penalty remains uncertain. The NCAA can still impose additional sanctions if they take this seriously. And by the way, this is a opinion piece somewhat, and they should. They'll see right through Michigan's attempt to control the narrative and increase more suspension to something that actually reflects the gravity of the situation.
So,
and this one is from Tanner Johnson. This is his opinion piece, and it's got some good points in there. If you guys want to go read it, feel free to.
So the NCAA didn't suspend them. They're
still in the middle of litigation. They can still impose sanctions.
Oh, right. Okay. So,
but once again, Michigan's jumping the gun to be all like, "Look, we're responsible." And Tanner Johnson's point is, this is a load of crap.
Them being responsible got their coach to move on and not be there. So,
yeah, responsibility means leaving the crime scene. If you're a criminal and you committed a horrendous act, if you just leave the crime scene, honorable. It's a joke. And he also brings up the point, which I do think is fair, right? If you're Michigan, nothing says discipline like picking the games that you want to sit your head coach and not sit your head coach. And it's kind of a slap in the face to Nebraska to say, we'd much rather have more for the first 2 games, games 3, games 4. We'll play Nebraska without the head coach. We're more worried about Oklahoma and their first game. I couldn't even tell you who it is right now, but the Oklahoma is the alma mater thing. So, of course, well, we don't want to do that for Sharon Moore. You should do that because that shows that you actually understand the egregious error that you guys made. But you guys just
it's a joke.
Yeah, they clearly aren't, at least in my mind, they're not taking that very seriously.
No,
if
not at all.
The idea is we'll give you weeks 3 and 4 because we want 1 and 2. Well, then that means you should give us 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Pretty much.
The real question is, do you think the NCAA is actually...
No.
So Michigan just gets off scot-free for the most part?
Pretty much.
5-game suspension overall?
I don't understand how you can punish the athletes for doing less, or, like I said, we talked about it yesterday. Ohio State wasn't able to participate in bowl games because players were trading memorabilia for tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that's worse than cheating your way to a national championship? And you don't at least, if no suspensions come, I would be okay with at least them not being able to contend in bowl activity at the end of the season. I'd be like, all right, well, punishment served.
I think they deserve a year of no postseason at all.
I think that's bare minimum. I think that's fair. Johnny Manziel said what he. Reggie Bush lost a Heisman.
Yeah,
lost a Heisman.
Just got it back. That long.
But they still y'all were quicker and more efficient to do that at arguably a bigger, or on to a same level of blue blood to USC. Y'all was quick to do what y'all did to Ohio State. And I would say, now that NIL is legal and everything like that, this definitely trumps everything that any one of those 2 universities has dealt with, and their punishments were severe. I don't remember exactly what the punishments were. I don't think USC got any punishments for Reggie Bush situation. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think so. But y'all picking, they pick and choose, and y'all do certain things so quick. Y'all choose to pick what things y'all want to handle quickly and what things y'all don't want to handle.
No, well, real quick, let's track this back to the severe penalties because it was worse than you remembered. Not only
for SC,
not only did he get the Heisman ripped away, USC faced a 2-year postseason ban. 2-year postseason ban. 4-year probation. Loss of scholarships. Vacation of wins. That was the punishment.
Was that how long was that process before it was done? Like, was that done that summer? Was that done that next year? Like, because you taking away scholarships, I would say that was something that would come out pretty quick, because that following year you got to recruit people and everything.
Let's see here. I'd have to find all the years for all these things. So obviously the 2-year postseason immediate, and then the 4-year scholarships. USC had to surrender 30 football scholarships over a 3-year period. So, that year after, over 3 years, find 30 scholarships to get rid of. And the vacation of wins, all wins in games which Bush participated, including the 04 and 05 season, were vacated, including the 2005 Orange Bowl national championship victory and the 06 Rose Bowl appearance.
So they weren't the national championships that year.
No, and then USC in 2020.
So do they get so with Reggie getting the trophy back now? Do they get that though? Is that all expunged or no?
I would think so. USC announced in 2020 that they would be ending their formal disassociation with Reggie Bush, saying this is stupid. We're counting these. So USC certainly counts them, as they should,
for sure.
As the NCAA,
they were brought. They were brought down. That was they had way worse consequences than what's even being thrown out, talked about, or whatever. And if they're just keeping it at hush because of litigation issues and everything like that, okay, then they're doing a good job of it. And if this is just brownie points by Michigan to try and like, well, look, take account this and this and that, like, no, that what you did is far worse and got caught than what SC did and what Ohio State did.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did it, right? Their defense is, you guys are inflating the numbers, not that we didn't do it. It's just you guys are adding too many penalties.
You didn't deny it, deny it in a court of law.
Didn't deny it. On top of that, you're just trying to pull we'll get in front of the cart and we'll just say, no, we are taking this seriously on accountability. Yet you're cherry picking the games that.
But it's going on 2 years necessarily of an unsolved issue. So unless, like I said, the NCAA comes out and says something, I mean, they're gonna get away with it.
Which is outrageous because, I mean, you got caught committing the act. You got caught trying to hide the act. The one guy literally leaves. You got the other guy deleting text messages. It's just, how many things you got to get caught on before there's any punishment? Again, when you go look at what they did to Bush, and that's not that far back. That's 2010. 15 years later, now you can just cheat your way through the entire season.
And get you a national championship.
Yeah. And no postseason ban, no vacating of wins. Like, if you're going to make them vacate all those wins for Bush, when the other team has the scouting report, the entire playbook of the team they're playing against, and you're going to still say that win counts.
Not only that, the verbiage. It's different. Like, you would come out of the huddle not even be set, and they would switch and know certain things. Like, it's crazy. You having somebody on the sideline scouting, hearing things, picking up things, and whatnot. I mean, I get, doing your homework on things and everything like that. And we've only know for one other team to, get caught to this magnitude. And that was, Bill Belichick and all of them for what, their consequences came quick. And I mean, I know that's a different league and everything like that. But I mean, it's just like I said, I mean, if you don't handle this situation right, look out for the tidal waves of the different types of cheating you ain't never seen coming out.
That part. This is the penalty.
You telling me
we'll take it.
We just seen a kid leak a number from his father's phone. You telling me somebody won't go in here and somebody that works in the football office or a GA position, you telling me, hey, if I give you 60, 70, 80K, what's the game plan? Feed us intel. Like, so at some point in time, so I'm not, I mean, because I know GAs, and I'm not saying that they may break, but I mean, at some point, everybody has a price for certain things. That's what they say. So what are you willing, to do to kind of to see and find out about it?
Yeah, especially when the risk is, we've got the tape. If you get caught, self-imposed games, you can cherry pick whatever games you want to pick. You'll get to keep all the titles and everything, and it'll be fine. We'll just wash out. Like, there really hasn't been any repercussions for any of it. And that's where the NCAA, like, how much, and I hate to keep going back to the same point, but it's like how much you want to drag this out, because the more you drag it out, the more it just seems like you're trying to wait for the noise to go away, so you really don't have to make any decision at all, and it can just fall into the void of things. I'll ask you this though, because that gets my blood boiled a little bit, just because I didn't realize it was self-imposed that Michigan was picking 3 and 4 like that. Do you feel like Nebraska is going to be a little fired up, or is that just not even?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you like our odds in that game versus Michigan? They'll have the rookie quarterback as well, not rookie, most likely
freshman.
The freshman, the Edwards. Not a great spring game, but I'm not going to put too much on that as of now. Do you like Nebraska that early in the season, and they will not have their head coach Sharon Moore if they do this week's 3 and 4, which I think it should be 1 through 4. But right now, I think
there are other things that you have to take place, like with Michigan. Their offensive line and their defensive line. You know what that's going to be about. So with him being out, I like the matchup, and I'm more comfortable, with stuff. But Michigan, lost some players on offense. They lost some players on defense. So I would like to see the first couple of games and see who they kind of reloaded to kind of see, is that still a Michigan product, or is it kind of drifting or differently in a different direction from when the Harbaugh was kind of there? Are there still, of course they will still have, probably first round talent or whatnot, but, they have some good kids there that you can't, not look over. After every year, or just about in these last few years, they've had, two good D linemen. It started off with Hutch. He left. The next two popped up. Graham is gone, and they had 2 first rounders on one D line. So I can only imagine, who was sitting behind them. You know what I mean? So I would like to see them play before I actually, I feel completely and this and that, just because, it's a long time before, actually, the rounds are live.
Yeah, I think I will say, like, if Nebraska wins it, I think, head coach or not, it's going to be a tough grind it out.
For sure. It's going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
It's going to be a heavyweight fight for sure.
Yeah, and you don't, call me out on this if I'm wrong. I don't think you have to be a great coach necessarily. It'll definitely help you. But to have a trenches like Michigan does,
it makes the job easier.
You can execute some basic packages in place, knowing that you can get 2, 3, 4, 5 yards of pop and just move the ball the way Michigan always does. It's not a complicated offense. Yes. Like when you watch
meat and potatoes is easy, and like people keep clowning at the spring game and everything like that. It's like, okay, anywhere in the nation, where do you go to where people are actually showing what they're doing?
Yeah, I never understood that with the spring game. It's like you're not going to see. It's the same thing as preseason NFL. Why did Caleb Williams look awesome in preseason?
It was simple stuff that they know he was comfortable with calling and everything like that. Teams are not game planning, against you and everything like that. For them, it was probably, okay, well, let's, see some things, let's try some things out. And, he might have had, some other stuff or whatnot, but you're not getting the real. Who's to say that, the starters was actually in there, or guys that are gonna, be on a team that was there. He might have had one series with the actual, true runs, or 4 or 5 plays, and they took some people out, left him in for a few series, and hey, all right, well, you've done enough. We've got enough content for hype videos and to get us to fall. We got big plays, excitement, this and that. All right, let's get them out.
Yeah, and who knows what defenses are out there. The defensive coverage, they're not doing a whole lot of trickery. It's
they're playing basic man or zone.
Yeah, can you read the
basics? Zone? They're playing, some form of cover 4, some form of cover 3. Hey, that's it. That's all we're calling. That's it. See ball, get ball.
Yeah, because they got to get 1 through 4. How many stringers they want to put in there. You're not going to get super crazy. You don't want that tape out there, and also you're just trying to get guys in there, seeing if they can play at that level. Can you do the basic stuff at the highest level when you're with the world's greatest football athletes? So that's why preseason. Even with Edwards, I understand he didn't look great. He's true freshman for Michigan, and then for the Huskers, any spring game that you watch, you think it's simple and it's boring and it's vanilla. Well, yeah, I could have told you that heading into it. You're not going to see a whole lot of flash and wow when you're watching these preseason or any of the spring game football. But it's exciting. I think we'll talk a little bit more Husker football for the last and final segment. But I want to recap that, head back to the Michigan story to really put down that one. It's a self-imposed, so I do think it is fair to call it a little bit of a slap in the face to Nebraska. All right, we'll throw it to break here. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, one more segment. Don't punt hour. We got the morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Demorne Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. A third final segment of the Don't Punt Hour before we switch things over to not spare time. Striking up a conversation, Caleb Verstrady and Anna Callan will join us as always Tuesday at 8 to 9 o'clock. With that being said, let's talk a little more Husker football. Matt Rule is just making appearances everywhere. Him and Dylan Raiola.
Kiss the baby.
How he's getting all these links to go to all these great events. But just to recap, it's a Monday Night Raw, Matt Rule, Emmett Johnson, and Dylan Raiola. And you also had Dylan Raiola out there with the Timberwolves, took a picture with Anthony Edwards. When you see all that stuff, is it just noise or is it a good recruiting tool?
I mean, I think it's a good recruiting tool. I mean, it brings attention, to the university, to the team and everything like that. We're in a day and age where a pitcher can, get spread, can like wildfire, can bring in, other revenues and other things and whatnot. So, I mean, he's using his ability and his access of what he has to do things. I mean, I don't think it's bad at all.
No, it's fantastic. Anybody in the comments clowning on it, like, understand what what the purpose is. Yeah, it's a little bit of social media clout, but it also goes a long way selling your university that you're representing when you're there. It it's by no means doesn't mean Nebraska's back, but it does feel good to see, mainstream TV, throw up there on the bottom, Husker football or University of Nebraska, I don't know, where it's like, all right, that's a big time, primetime airways. They're blasting Nebraska football out there for the entire world. So it's great. I don't got any mind for it. And I think if you're an athlete of that caliber, you're silly not to take advantage of those situations.
For sure.
More money in your pocket. It's good recruiting as well. I think you just wouldn't want to go ahead and do that. So I do not understand like any of the hate on, even if you're a Iowa fan, like you wouldn't do the same. Of course you would. Everybody in the right mind would. Also just Trey Taylor in the mix as well. Also pretty active on social media, I've noticed.
Yeah,
we
I've
haven't
seen it
a whole lot, but I mean, he's kind of putting in the recruiting work already. And when you have these visits and kind of bring some of these players in, it's great because you got, your future quarterbacks as well that can do a little bit of recruiting for you as well. How big is that to just kind of have your QBs in place already, especially a guy like Trey Taylor who's actively seemed to be recruiting people himself?
It makes your job easier and everything like that. It's a different connection. Football is about connections, on and off the field. So you doing that, can sway, kids' mind, and they got an insight, into some things they can introduce, the coaches to some people and everything like that, So I mean, you bringing along people with you. So I mean, it definitely makes the job easier, especially when the kids are talented and actually end up coming here and handling and taking care of business. It's you rather have that. It's a plus. It's the sprinkles. Necessarily the coaches are going to do their jobs. They're going to know certain things and whatnot. But it's definitely a bonus when you have that.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting to see, especially I know this year's I'm super excited for it, but even year 4, we're going to start seeing a lot of the guys that Matt Rule and his staff have recruited into the program starting to be more and more impact players. And when you start looking down the line, you do start piecing together like, okay, there is a good group of talent on their way up through the ranks. And then you feel good about what you have this year already in Dylan Raiola. In the offensive line, the trenches are always going to be the thing that we talk about every year. And until we're dominant, the same way teams like Michigan, Georgia, and Ohio State are, you can't even really put Ohio State in that box last year, the way we shut them down in the run game. But, until you really get to those elite points, it's always something that you're going to complain about and want a little bit more from. And especially a year like this where you got great talent, but we just haven't seen him in the Husker uniform on a Saturday yet. So let's still wait and see, but you feel good about it. Then again, talent coming up. You got quarterbacks in place already. Great for your recruiting. I'll ask you this, then we'll get out of here. In the era of NIL now, leave that part out of it. Like, what is it about the University of Nebraska that is the selling point? That you think Matt Rule or even these QBs are making that is having a lot of success getting guys to come down here?
Outside of NIL?
Yeah, because I think NIL is good, but it's hard to compare.
I think the fact of what they have in the building and the potential of like what you can be a part of, the eyes on the quarterback, the attention that the quarterback is bringing and everything like that. Like, yeah, you can go to some of these other schools and everything like that, but that president that you have, that teams are going to be actively checking in. People are going to be actively checking in and seeing what's going on or whatnot. So they might come to see the running back. They might come to see the quarterback. They might come to see X, Y, and Z or whatnot. But when they also outside of seeing them, you can be discovered. Now, in a year or two, you're the reason why they're coming back. Hey, they had this kid when so-and-so was around and everything like that. He's definitely taken over, and he's the next part of why, or the next thing of why people are coming back here. Outside of that, just what the university brings with the recovery stuff and everything like that, all the things that you can necessarily do and have at your disposal. That matters to kids. You know what I mean? You have to have the right proper tools, the facilities. What they're playing. Them changing the song to the tunnel walk and everything like that. The flashing and everything like that. You have to connect to this day and age. So I think they've done a better job of kind of reinventing themselves and being more open to the kids having more appeal of playing. And then you get here and you see the games. And people come here and see the atmosphere. It's like, that's what you want when you watch movies and you see all these movies and you see the crowds and whatnot. You remember when you watching Friday Night Lights, you remember, his uncle, in the stands, talking crazy and how, that looked. When you watch, some of these football movies and with Rudy, him being carried off the field and everything like that, Nebraska has that atmosphere. And it's like, yeah, I want to play in that. And I think, that is definitely something that is probably overlooked or not looked at enough until people get here. And it's like, no, the energy, the atmosphere is crazy. And you get here, the fans is love. And, it's this is something of what I can, imagine myself being a part of, or going here and being and having access to this and having access to that and having certain people on your team that opens the door for other opportunities and whatnot.
Yeah, well said. I couldn't say it much better myself. Like, obviously the facilities, like if you want to be a pro, they can definitely develop you just based on what
they got people in the league, at multiple positions, drafted or undrafted. If you go back in the past 5 years, I mean, there are active players. If you go back 10 years, 14 years, there are active players that have been there. I think, coming to Nebraska gives you a shot, as long as you take care of business and whatnot, drafted or undrafted, to get you to the next level. And I know that was a selling point for me.
Yeah, well, and especially, and I think this has some credence to it. Like, you look at the Huskers and how they always perform on the combine. Like, these guys do. Huskers always seem to really bump their numbers in terms of where their draft rank is. Every single combine comes through because recent years especially, feels like they have that kind of pro ready stance ready to go here. So I'm super excited about it. And yeah, I think you kind of nailed it, dude. It's like, the chance of having a legacy here is a lot more. The Rudy Gobert, not Rudy Gobert, Rudy. Yeah, just Rudy. Oh no, we're not carrying Rudy Gobert on our shoulders, but Husker fans are dying to carry anybody on their shoulders. Like, we just want to celebrate a hero, and that opportunity certainly lies here a lot more at the University of Nebraska than it does at a place like Ohio, who's been dominant for as long as they have been. That'll do it for us, though. It's Morning Pierson-El. Appreciate the time, as always. Striking up a conversation, Caleb Verstrady, Anna Callan coming up next. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll do it again tomorrow.